This is just wrong. This is so wrong. Oh, guys, I'm bummed, man. I went to get a haircut on Saturday. And look at this. My barber shaved my whole beard off. Can you believe that? Actually, a little trim. Just a little trim to clean it up a little bit. And boom. Half my beard is gone. You know how long it took to grow that? It's okay. It's okay. I'm getting over it. I'm getting over it. Man. Oh, look at that. Now it didn't hurt seeing it on monitor. I was upset before. Now I'm even a little bit more upset. Okay. So welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to talk about fashion photography. And today I want to do something a little bit different. I just want to share some tips that I've picked up along the way when it comes to doing fashion photos, and just give them to you guys, see what you guys think. So let's get into it. Number one is have a concept. When you're gonna shoot fashion, you can't just go out there, take a camera and a girl or a guy and just go take photos. There's gotta be an idea behind what you're shooting. It could be something simple like, oh, we're doing a Calvin Klein style photo shoot. That already gives you an idea of what you're gonna be looking for. So you're gonna be looking for those contrasty photos, black and white, maybe something a little more sexy, a little more skin. That's Calvin Klein style. Or you could say, oh, I wanna shoot Zara style photos. I wanna shoot. So it's good to have ideas of what you're gonna be achieving before you even do a photo shoot. So, and it also helps with communicating your ideas with your models and your team, your makeup artists, which we're going to talk about. Is when you say a style of photos or having a concept that you put together a mood board, or you want to do something fun, something interesting, having a concept always helps. And it gives you a good starting point when it comes to how you're going to post-process the images, your location. So the first thing you want to do is have a concept. When you have a concept, then you can build from there. That's number one. Number two is location, location, location. I know people love the bokeh. You blur out the background in all your photos. I got a little bit going on here. Having a location makes a whole big difference in your photos, because when you have a location, there's a context that, oh, this is where the setting of the photo shoot is. So if you have an idea, the first thing you have to think about is, where am I going to shoot it at? It could be in a studio, which I really don't care for. I'm not a big studio person. I rarely ever do shoots in the studio. But it could be if you just need a blank backdrop, so it could be a studio. If you're trying to do something in the city, if you're trying to go for a high-end vibe, if you're trying to go for a rustic vibe, if you're trying to go for you have to have a cool location in mind for whatever you're doing. If you're trying to tell an interesting story, your location is a huge part of the story as much as your model, your lighting, and everything else. So you want to make sure you have your location on point. I remember we did a photo shoot. We shot in a flea market, and that's something I've never seen before. I thought it'd be really cool. And we go to the flea market, and we had, I'll show you photos from this photo shoot. It was so cool. Just being in the middle of the flea market, everyone was so cool, everyone was so chill. And we just went in there, we just shot inside the flea market, and it was really interesting. So having a cool location adds a lot of interest to your photos. For instance, you're doing like an old English style photo shoot, something with the old outfits or big dress. You need a cool location to match that. If you're doing exotic wedding dresses, if you're doing something that needs to be out in nature, every time you think of a fashion photo shoot, you have to think about, where am I going to shoot this? Because that tells a huge part of the story when you have a cool location to go with your concept. So location is very important. The next thing is the outfits, the wardrobe. It's fashion, we're talking about wardrobe. If I had my way, I'd have a wardrobe stylist 24/7 for every photo shoot that I do. It makes such a big difference to have a wardrobe stylist or a designer to come in and give you outfits for your photo shoot. So sometimes the designer and the outfit dictates the concept for your photo shoot. So when you have the outfits in mind, then you say, oh, this is what I'm going to shoot. But no matter how cool your location is, no matter how fancy your model looks, if your outfits are trash, your photo shoot's not going to be as amazing as it could be. So having a really nice outfits for fashion is a huge, huge, huge boost. It gives a huge boost to your photos. But when I find a wardrobe stylist who knows more about fashion than I do. I mean, look how I'm dressed. I don't know nothing about fashion. I know what looks decent, but a good wardrobe stylist knows how to match tops and bottoms and all that good stuff, which I'm not really good at. I could just kind of eyeball stuff, but having a dedicated wardrobe stylist, super important. You need to really add that into your repertoire of people you need to work with. So which leads me on to the next tip is you need to have a team. I kid you not, having a whole team around you, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. Like, we're broke out here, we can't afford to pay nobody for nothing. So everything I'm doing is TFP, trade for portfolio. So I have a makeup artist. Let me take that back. I have about 7 makeup artists that I work with. I have Deja, Shalisa, Erin, Rebecca, Liraz, Ruth, Jennifer. I have hairstylists. I have wardrobe stylists. Like I said, I have designers that I work with. So having a whole team around you makes a huge difference, because I don't care how good the model is at doing makeup, she's not a makeup artist. Unless she's also a makeup artist who's a model, which is rare. A model is not going to do a good job with makeup as a makeup artist is going to do. Especially if you're doing a beauty shoot, you need a makeup artist. So that's the one other thing you need to have is a team. A team to just work around you, make sure things are covered, and you have to be able to schedule everyone's times to work together. So you make sure your schedule works with the hair, the makeup, the wardrobe, and everyone meets. We do everything. Then we do our photo shoot. You see a huge jump in quality between a photo shoot where a model just came with her outfits and her own makeup, and when you have a whole team doing all those, taking part in all those little things. I remember I did a huge Victorian style editorial, and I had Jen do hair, I had Angelica do makeup, I had lady who owns the loft bring outfits, and we just killed it. I think it got published in Ferocious magazine. It wasn't Ferocious, it was some big magazine, I don't remember, but it was so good. It was one of my favorite photo shoots. It's the one that's on my banner on my YouTube channel. We had 3 models that day, so imagine having to do that without a whole team. It would have been ridiculous. I remember the hairstylist wrote an assistant, makeup artist wrote an assistant, because it was going to be a big shoot. So we had a lot of people working on it. So that's another thing. Then the final thing is lighting. You have to figure out how you're going to light your photos. Me personally, I love using the sun. I love the sun in my photos. It's just, big. The sun is the biggest beauty dish you can have. It's bright. You just have to learn how to work with the direction of light, how to work with angles and the shadows, so you don't have the shadows under people's eyes. The time of the day, you want to probably shoot early in the morning or later in the afternoon. That's a huge difference. Sometimes if I have a certain concept and it's gloomy out like today is, I am not shooting outside. I'm not doing a photo shoot. We reschedule to have a nice sunny day. So when we're planning photo shoots, that's another thing I take into consideration is the lighting. If it's indoors, that's fine. I can manipulate the light however I want. But if it's outdoors, let's say you're doing a beach shoot, for example, and it's not sunny. Why would you do a beach shoot on a gloomy day? It doesn't make any sense. Because the beach, if you're at the beach, people think of the beach, they think of sun. Unless you're doing something crazy, conceptual, where it's a cloudy beach, I don't know. But if you're shooting at the beach, I know I've canceled photo shoots when the weather wasn't right, because I'm going for a bright, vibrant look, and if I don't have that, it's not just going to work with my concept. We reschedule. It's okay. I'd rather get it right than half-ass it. Unless it's a situation where there's just so much at stake. If it's a huge production where you're getting paid a lot of money and you can't do anything about it, then you can bring your lights to try to replicate it, which I've done, but it's just not the same. You can't replicate the sun, because even if you light your model, the rest of the background is still dull. And I remember, like I said, the background, your location is part of your story. So if that's not popping the way it should with the sun, it's not the same. So your lighting is super important. You need to, I stick with basic lighting. I don't do anything too crazy, because the more things you introduce into the photo, the more things you have to kind of control, and then things just get complicated. For example, if you have 2 strobes, 3 strobes, do you have to figure out the metering, the lighting? No, keep it simple. If you need 2, I understand that. You make that work, but just 1 light, for the most part indoors, is more than enough for photo shoots. I promise you, it's more than you need. And the last thing I'm gonna talk about is editing. This is very touchy. Some photographers are purists. They don't touch their photos. That's whatever the camera gives them. That's what they give out. That's fine. But for fashion photos, it's got to be stylized, in my opinion. If you're going to be shooting fashion, you want to have a style. You want to have something that people can refer as, oh, this is what Issy shot. So that's one thing I've been working on personally for the last 6-7 years of shooting, is having my own style. I want to have a look to my photos. So that's just me. Some people say it's too much, some people say they love it, some people hate it. That's their opinion. But personally, I feel like if you're shooting fashion, you have to have a style. When you think of Calvin Klein photos, when you think of photos from Zara, there's a certain style that they have. When you think of photos by Dolce & Gabbana, when you see ads, there's usually a style to them, especially the high fashion, high-end looking stuff. If your photo looks like everyone else's photo, you're not really gonna stand out. So you want to cultivate a style. You want to cultivate your own editing techniques. You want to cultivate a look to your photos. You want to have a nicely stylized, set of photographs. And that changes as you evolve as a photographer. Also changes between photo shoots. Some photo shoots you could go for a vintage look where everything's just like, the muted shadows and stuff. Or you could do a really vibrant, popping look that's very, very colorful that people are like, whoa, that's really impactful. But you always want to have a style to your photos. I like to add a little bit of grain to give it more of an organic, filmic look. That's just me personally. I like vignettes, I like grain. That's just my style, that's what I like. Because I've always liked the filmic look. So I try to incorporate that to my photos a little bit here and there. So that's really important to me. Having a style with fashion photos is very important to me. And the last tip, it's an extra bonus tip, just have fun, man. There's no rules to this thing. That's the best part. There's no rules. Do what you want to do. If you want to do something that's different, that's quirky, try it out. You never know. It could be a disaster. I've had disastrous photo shoots. I've had photo shoots that I just wouldn't post because they didn't turn out nice. But I learned something. No matter what it is, just shoot and have ideas, try things out, try quirky, weird things. I've done compositing. I've done like giant models in the city. Just anything that comes to your mind, just try it out. Challenge yourself with it. See if you can achieve it. I've tried to make models float in the air. I've done things with water splashes. I've done things with the stick things I give out, smoke bombs. Just try it. You never know. It's always fun. That's at least one thing models will always tell you about working with me. It's always interesting. We're never doing vanilla photo shoots. We always try to, even if it's a simple beauty shoot, we try to add something extra to it. Try to give you something give just something that gives a little bit of a oomph to your photo shoot. So you always want to bring something of interest to a photo shoot instead of just doing the same old pictures. Oh, she's standing here with a pose with the bokeh in the background. Everybody does that. So if you want to stand out as a fashion photographer, you want to have a style, you want to have a look, you want to have a story, you want to have a team, you want to have models that are awesome. Oh my God, I forgot to add the models. Okay, every pretty girl is not a model. I've been there. That's where I started. I understand that. You can find a girl that's cute and she takes cute Instagram photos, but they're not all models. You have to actually work with models. There's a difference, man. I know from my experience when I first started shooting, I was shooting my friends, my classmates from college. But when I started getting serious about it, I realized the best photos that I see, because you want to shoot what you're aspiring to get hired to shoot. So I started looking at magazines, started looking at ads, started looking at commercials, and those girls are just not regular girls. When you look at Victoria's Secret fashion show, those are not regular women. Those are professional models. That's a big one. I can't believe I almost forgot about that. Professional models, you have to have professional models. If you want to start, Model Mayhem is an amazing place to start finding models. That's where I started, because as a newbie, you can't just go up to an agency and be like, hey, give me your models. They're not going to do it. They're not even going to give you the time of day. So you want to build your portfolio with models from Model Mayhem. If you have to pay them, pay them. If your work is good enough, they want to shoot with you for free. Then from there, you build up your portfolio. So the stronger your portfolio, the better models you get. Because then you can, when you're on Instagram, some models reach out to you. You can actually reach out to models. I reach out, most of the girls I work with, I just message them on Instagram like, hey, I love your look. I'd like to collaborate on a photo shoot. And if they like your stuff, they'll be like, let's do it. So models is really important. You have to find professional models. When you get to a point where you're comfortable enough with your portfolio, go to an agency and be like, hey, this is my work. This is what I shoot. Can I work with your models? The big ones here in Chicago are Factor, MP, they keep changing their name. I think they're like Select Models now. The Rock Agency is really good. Lamina's really good. Ford. So those agencies, that's where you find the best models. But you have to get to a certain level before you start working with models from agencies. You might be lucky to have one who's a friend who will shoot with you, or if not, go to Model Mayhem. If you have to pay to get quality models in your photo shoots, it's absolutely worth the investment, because there's a huge difference between a beautiful girl who's posing and a professional model who's actually professional at what she does. Who knows, when I say give me a strong face, or give me a sexy look, or give me this, a professional model knows what that means, and they just give it to you, and it makes your work so much easier. But you don't have to do a lot of retouching afterwards, because they take care of their skin, they're in shape. If you're looking for someone to wear bathing suits, you don't have to worry about stretch marks. But it's just what it is. I don't want to be rude or mean, but that's what they get paid to do. That's their jobs, their models. So they do everything to make sure they're on top of their game. Never gonna see a model who's overweight. If you're trying to do something where you need someone to be skinny or thin, you're not gonna see a model who doesn't take care of her skin. You know, all those things are really important to them, and you don't have to worry about that. That takes a lot less work on your part. Even during the photo shoots, it goes by quicker because you're not directing them on posing, because they know how to pose. It's little things like that that make a huge difference. Some models are really expressive. If you tell them I want movement, they know what that means. If you tell them I want a weird pose or contort your body weird, they just know they know all that stuff, because that's what they do. That's what they do for a living. They get paid to model. So working with professional models is huge. That's the most important part. I can't believe I forgot about that. Number one thing, the most important thing is having professional models to shoot with. And that's it. Just go out there, have fun, shoot, make cool things. Don't be afraid to do things that are different. If people say, oh, don't shoot in the middle of the day, try it out. See what's wrong with shooting in the middle of the day, and figure out how to get the best photos in the middle of the day. I'm going to show you some photos that I shot in the middle of the day. It turned out amazing. I'm shooting at noon in the summer, and you're getting just stunning photos because you figure out how to shoot in the middle of the day. Turn the models away. If you have to strobe outside, strobe outside. If you have to figure out how to direct posing, like if it's really sunny out, I direct my models to look up in the air to remove the shadows under their eyes. Even if they have to close their eyes for a couple seconds and open it real quick to get that light to hit their face, that's what you do. Boom, you get those nice looks. Even if they open their eyes for a second, you get your photo and you keep moving on. So that's another thing you have to learn, how to work with the situations you're in. Well, that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know if you have any questions. Shoot me questions, emails, DM me on Instagram if you have any other questions. Don't forget to like my channel, please, and subscribe to the like the video, subscribe to the channel. And I'm doing a cool photo shoot tomorrow. Actually, like we talked about, I'm doing a Calvin Klein style photo shoot with the new Fuji X-A3 that I bought. I'm gonna be doing a review on that camera next week. Just my thoughts. I've only done about 3 photo shoots with that camera. For some reason, I'm just not comfortable enough shooting. I'm just nervous because, you know, it's a small camera, it's an APS-C sensor. So I'm a little nervous about shooting with it. But I'm gonna do the review, tell you what I think of it, and that's gonna be the next video next week. So that's a little sneak peek. And I don't know if I'll be able to do behind the scenes for tomorrow because it's just me and the model. But if I do, they'll be in the video with the Fuji X-A3. So see you guys in the next video. Take care. Goodbye.